Welcome to It's No Secret Podcast Alive. It's episode 3, first one for the new year.
New Year!
Woo! For those of you guys who are new here, my name is Teresa. I'm one of your hosts, and we have Bianca Rose and
Hello, everyone.
Chris.
Hey.
Happy New Year, ladies.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy fucking New Year.
How y'all feeling?
I'm tired.
Oh,
Tired.
I
Bianca's over.
That was a delayed reaction, like, fuck, okay?
actually got out of bed like 3 hours ago.
Oh, shit.
It's been a
Must
struggle.
be nice.
I got out of bed. I had to, I didn't stay home like I'm supposed to. Sorry, Mom. She told me to stay home and I didn't because I don't fucking learn. But I ended up having to like leave my car somewhere. I had to get dropped off. My phone was dead. I was like away from the world up until like just a few hours ago. So I
Oh,
could
so
have been alive or dead.
that sounds like a good time. Good time.
It sure does. It does
How
sound like
was
a good
New
time.
Year's Eve?
Oh, chill. I will sleep before 12 o'clock.
Hey, you were up for our New Year's.
Yeah, I was going to say, I celebrated New Year's with y'all. Y'all said Happy New Year's. I was like, well, that's my cue. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah, it was chill for me too. Unfortunately, my husband had to work today, so
Oh
we wanted
no.
to shut
Boo.
things down a little early. That's all right. We don't really do much anyway, so
Yeah.
it works out. It works out.
When you
Well,
join the 40s club, it's over real early. It's like,
mhm. This one's not even in the 30s club yet, so let's not
I was
even
going
get
to say,
started.
No, but I will
think
be at
about
the end of
that.
this month. Give me some time. It's another countdown that we're doing.
Yes, it's another countdown for sure. So, because this is the first episode of the year, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We are still going to start with our highs and lows, like we always do for every episode. But this time, instead of our highs and lows for the last week or 2 weeks, since we haven't had a show in a couple of weeks, we're going to do our highs and lows of 2024. So, for the year, what was your high? What was your low? Now, before we get started, so this will give you guys a second to think about what your lows are first. I actually decided, I saw this on TikTok today, and I was like, I'm going to do this for the show. So, what I'm going to do starting today, our first episode of 2025, is I have a little mason jar here on the side. Oh, it's all see through. But what I'm going to do is our highs of every episode, I'm going to write them down after the show and stick them in the jar. And at the end of the year, our final 2025 episode, I'm going to bust out the jar so we can revisit some of our highs throughout the whole year.
That's exciting.
That's really good. Yeah.
So let's start with our lows first. What would you guys say was your low for 2024? And if you guys are watching us on YouTube or Instagram, feel free to share yours with us in the chat too. It makes the show a lot funner. Funner's not a word. It makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your low for 2024? We'll start with Shari this time.
My low, I would say for me, would just be my overall physical health was my low. I think I'm probably in the worst condition I've ever been in. But good things to come. So I'm not going to stress about it. It is what it is. We're moving on past it. And, but yeah, I think that would be my low.
That's a big low.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Bianca?
Mine would be some of the relationships that I've lost because some were friends, some were family, and they were just hard conversations to have, needed to have in the end. So
That can also be a high, to be
I was
honest with
going to
you.
say, really,
I'm not going to waste my high on that one.
She's like, I don't want the first thing in the jar to be that. No, I get that though. I think boundaries are super important, whether it be friends, family, whoever.
It's
Like,
hard, especially if you are not that type of person to set those boundaries. You just start losing yourself. And I had gotten to that point. So, yeah, hard.
well,
Well,
we're proud of
thank you
you.
for being able to have those
Mhm.
conversations, because I would honestly say, like, for me, like, a lot of those things didn't happen till after I turned 30. Like, I started to learn that it was time, like, no matter what, like, family or not, like, you just got to cut those ties when those ties need to be cut.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I
Yeah.
agree.
You're
Teresa?
you're right on track there. My low for the year was probably my middle child moving back to California with her dad again. We have an agreement in our co-parenting, halfway across the country together that every couple years we kind of switch off on who's the lead parent. And so it's his time right now, and that's been difficult. It's always difficult every time. But like on a lighter note, I also want to say that a low for me in 2024 was this whole Diddy case, adding a bunch of people onto the list of music that I don't want to listen to anymore. But it was like great music that I've always loved. So it's
You're
like,
like, damn.
God damn it, you and R. Kelly just be fucking shit up for me.
I had a moment the other day, an R. Kelly song came on, like, in my playlist, and I was like, okay, maybe just one time, just one
Yeah.
song.
You almost have to like pause and think like, wait, what are they talking about in this song?
Yeah, it was one of those moments. Definitely.
Exactly, exactly. Happy New Year to everyone in our Instagram live. There's a lot of Happy New Years in there. Little Miss Nay said she's so excited for tonight. Yay. All right, so let's move on to our highs of the year.
You go first.
Hmm.
Ooh, my high for the year. Um, I mean, I got another promotion this year, early in the year. Um, so from a financial standpoint, it put me closer to where I used to be. So it's like for anyone who knows me knows that I was at a job for like 17 and a half years of my life and making great money and got laid off. And so it's kind of taken me a while to get back on track from where I was before. So, starting a whole new career in a whole different avenue is difficult to do, but I mean, I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. So, I think that was my high for the year. Sorry, I got to share this one. R. Kelly's victims get his royalties now.
Is
Woo!
that
That's
true?
So
so
what you're saying is I can listen to his music
Like,
again.
right.
okay, awesome.
Without feeling guilty. Got it.
Noted.
All right, who wants to go next?
Go B.
All right, I was like, I'll go. We'll go backwards. Uh, Mine's similar to Teresa's. I got my promotion this week. I between getting promoted recently and also starting and staying consistent with therapy has been my biggest high because all of that has um, worked so well together with me advocating for myself and me like kind of growing as a person. So the promotion, I get to financially grow, and therapy, I get to mentally and emotionally grow. I'm ready for the 30s.
Yeah.
Preparing. Good job.
I tell Bianca all the time that she's so mature for her age, and I'm pretty sure therapy has a lot to do with that. But
I
you have a great therapist.
I do. She's amazing. Shout out to her. Like I was literally just talking about her to one of my friends of how like I think I know more about this therapist than I do any other therapist that I've tried or any other doctor. The fact that she's willing to be vulnerable and um, open about her life too. I'm like, okay, now I feel like I'm talking to a friend. All that's
Yeah.
missing is the drink in her hand, but we'll save that for later.
That's nice because I've never actually heard because I've never gone to therapy myself, which I definitely need to. But like I have a lot of friends that have gone to therapy and none of them have ever said something like that to me about their therapist before, of like
Right.
that they actually feel like they know their therapist. So that's
Yeah.
that's really cool.
it coming across her was so random. It's so like it worked out so well because I kid you not, when I moved halfway through the year, I'm like, you know what? I'm out of the house. I need to just figure out ways to grow, right? How to just process everything. And I was going through like a directory of, I'm going to try to stay in network because, therapist is just hard and expensive in general, which is one of the reasons why most people don't do it because
Right.
therapy is expensive. It's a
Right.
luxury. It's a
Mhm.
luxury for some people. So I was going down the directories of in network and just nobody was available for like, months or somebody wasn't here. I had a very specific criteria of what type of therapist that I wanted and, all these different things. And I called maybe like a dozen different places and it just was not working out. And finally, my friend Lauren was like, hey, why don't you just try this place? Um, Even if you're paying for therapy out of pocket, it's an investment because it's an investment
Right.
in yourself, right? So
Yeah.
just what is it that you want to do? Or if that's going to be the thing that holds you back, is do you really want to go?
Mhm.
So I'm like, yeah, okay, you make a very valid point. And she threw me this clinic with a list of therapists or whatever. And I called, and I kid you not, there was only one therapist in that clinic that was actually in network with my insurance and fit the exact criteria that I wanted.
Oh, wow. It was meant to be.
It was
That-
very much meant to be because I was like, I'm looking for a specific type of therapy or, certain like this and that. And it just so happened she was the only one that
Mm.
was in network, fit the criteria, and was available to start. And immediately when I told her, I said, hey, I've tried in the past, it didn't work.
Mhm.
Um, Consistency has been a big issue for me. She's like, well, let's book you the next 4 appointments. How about that? And I was like, she wants me.
She realizes you have abandonment issues. No, just
I do.
kidding. Uh, quick, little blurb here from George Davis. A therapist is like a barber or hairstylist or doctor. It takes time to find the right one, well worth the wait.
I
Yeah.
know that's for damn straight because I'm still looking for a hairstylist. I went to go get my hair cut a couple months ago, and this lady dry cut my hair and then cut me bangs that were like here. I'm like, why do I look like Hermione Granger first year of Hogwarts? Like it was so embarrassing. I'm like, I'm gonna need to call somebody.
Girl,
It
I've
was
been cutting my
terrible.
own hair since COVID, so it's only
I
the
gotta
Lord
learn
knows
how to
what's going on
redo
in
my
here. Shari, what was your high for 2024?
My high, I would have to say, was just surviving the year. I think all of 2024 was really like a year for me where I'm kind of just like getting back on my feet and like finding myself with, just everything in life. Like when we were out during COVID, like, I was home, I was with the kids, but I had my daughter late in COVID. So it was like, but like this was, I feel like, the first year where it was like, okay, I'm back to working, I'm back to sports, I'm back to mom and me, and like just trying to balance it all. So I would just say, like, legitly, like surviving this year without any mental breakdowns, or I mean, I was close to a couple of them, but I didn't have one.
Definitely
So
Still have them.
I
They're
happened.
healthy.
survived. Me and my children made it through the year healthy for the most part.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I will definitely count those blessings.
Good, good, good. Well, that leads me to our next topic, which is kind of similar, but not. What was the biggest lesson learned for you in 2024? Or what would you guys say was the biggest lesson that you guys learned this year? Um, I can go first.
All right.
For me, I think it's kind of similar to Bianca kind of setting boundaries with people. Like Shari, I didn't start doing that until a little bit later in life because I was very much a people pleaser, even though I denied being a people pleaser. But I think actually acting upon a lot of those boundaries that I've set this year taught me that, like, it's okay to say no to people. No is a complete sentence. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. I don't have to give you a reason or an excuse for why I don't wanna be there or why I don't wanna go. And if you don't like it and you don't understand that, then that's okay.
Mhm.
You are entitled to feel however you wanna feel, but my boundaries are my boundaries, and you can either understand it and accept me, or you can move the fuck on. And
Yeah.
so, like, that has honestly been my biggest lesson in 2024. My husband did a lot of that too, and so, like, both of us kind of doing it together really set us up for a very, like, peaceful environment, and it's been so nice. Like, when people that do come and spend time with us are here, it's just, like, good vibes and good energy because it's those people that get us. It's not the people that are gonna complain like, "Why aren't you calling me all the time? Why don't you come visit me?" It's like, things work both ways. Like,
Mhm.
you know? I'm just tired of a lot of, like, the one-sided relationships that I had in my life, and so this year was all about getting that out. And so, no is a complete sentence, and not wanting to do something because you'd rather spend time with your family, your actual in-house family, is okay. Like, it's okay.
Yep. I would say I think for me my biggest lesson is just like no one is gonna do it if I don't do it. And
Mm,
I think and it's like kind of it's kind of hard for me because I've always had that mentality, but I think I've also just over the years like with life just happening and like expecting people to show up how I show up, and I just really realized like no one is going to do that. I
yeah.
have to stop expecting me from other people,
Mm,
and
That's a
that
big one.
that
that was
part.
my biggest lesson this year is like I've like I said it was a good year like overall I survived it, but like it had its moments, it had its ups and downs for sure, but I think the downs really showed me like as much as people look out for me to do for them, I'm never going to get that in return.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Ain't that the motherfucking truth? But man, that was a good one, Shar. That was a good one. I feel that one in my core.
Honestly,
What
Yep.
which
about you, B?
wrapping it up, mine is going to be to advocate for yourself. It's setting the boundaries. It's not expecting others, you and other people, but advocating for yourself. It does not mean that you are selfish. It does not mean that you have to accommodate everybody if it starts, being taking that negative effect on yourself. Sometimes it's hard to do, especially when you're starting out, because I always try to see the other side. Um, the other person's point of view, basically. I'm like, you know what? Let me play the devil's advocate and let me see something from their point of view. But sometimes that hurts me more. That I'm able to end up convincing myself to agree with them, or even though that it's something that I, didn't want to do or say. Um, yeah, advocate for yourself on that.
I
Yeah,
love that, B. I love that. I feel like everything you guys said, I just, like, deeply relate to this year.
there was a lot of
I think it was that year. It
it
was that year for a lot of awakenings.
Yeah. I just personally wish I would have had it a long time ago.
That
You know
part.
what I mean? Like, I wish I could have had it, like, 20 years ago because things would be so different right now if
All the fuckery we got into, we probably wouldn't have went through half of that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun, though. I got some great stories to tell now because of
For
it.
sure. For sure. I really believe like you have to live and learn. Like
Yeah.
you have to go through like I'm even big on that. Like, I work with a lot of people that are younger than me. So I'm always like, dropping wisdom, dropping bombs, and like they're hearing me, they're listening. But it's still like but there's that piece of me that's like, just shut up and let them learn on their own. Like
Mm,
sometimes in some situations, because like I feel like if you don't go through it, then you don't appreciate where you are when
absolutely.
so it's
Mhm.
like one of those things. It's like I'm always here to give them wisdom, but at the same time, I'm like, but live life, enjoy it, fuck
Right.
around and find out
I'll,
because
Yeah.
I'll
sometimes
send
you
that text
need to
message.
fuck around and find out.
I'll send that text message.
Sometimes you need to fuck around and find out. Just
You
sometimes.
do. You do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's smart to learn from other people's mistakes, but to your point, Shari, like sometimes they don't really appreciate it unless they
Yeah.
go through it themselves. And
Yeah.
that's very, very real. All right. So moving on to the next New Year's topic, New Year's resolutions for
Ooh.
2025 or
Hmm.
goals if you don't like the word resolutions. Um Again, to those of you guys watching, feel free to share yours in the chat with us. But what are some resolutions or some goals that you guys have set for yourself or hope to set for yourself? And it can be something small, like fucking clean out the shed. You know what I mean? Like, what are your goals for the year?
I'll
Oh,
go.
go, B.
I'm gonna start. Hold on, give me a second. No. For me, one of my goals is to get back into traveling and doing more solo activities. I always like to enjoy quality time with my friends and family, or I always want to experience something with someone and share those moments. But also, I don't always have that, person who is available to do that. And so I'm always just like sitting out or sitting off to the sideline or just not doing it at all. So this year is definitely going to be taking myself out and doing the things that I want to do, regardless if I have someone to do it with.
Amen. Amen.
Because
Good,
I
good.
don't need no man. I just really
Mama,
want
I'm a rich
What,
man.
B? What are you?
one.
What are you, B?
Mom, I am a rich man.
That is like gonna be the show
Theme.
joke.
Yeah, Mama, I am a rich man.
Mom, I am a rich man.
What about you, Shar? What's your resolution?
I have a couple goals that I'm setting up for this year. I'm definitely going to take control of my health. That is number one priority. That is happening. Um, and I'm also going to gain my financial control back. I'm not letting the world suck me into a place that I don't want to be in. So just really getting back on my feet and finding me, Charis, again.
Not mom,
Not
not
mom,
employee,
not
not
employee,
daughter, not
not daughter,
sister.
not. It's time to find me again
A
and bring her back outside to play.
Well, we can probably find her here in Texas, right? You might want to look over here.
I like that, B. I
Gut
like
punch
that.
on the first of the year? That's how you feel me? Gut
We're starting
punch.
out strong.
I like that.
I'm being hopeful. I'm manifesting. Gotta bring your ass over here, girl. What about you, T?
For me, it's it's kind of similar to Shari's, but I like to call it redirecting my fucks, right?
Mm.
So I have a lot of fucks to give all the time. I feel like I care about everybody around me all the time. And my entire adult life, I have put other people before me. And I've been really feeling the weight of that lately.
Mhm.
So for 2025, I am redirecting my fucks to focus on me. And that's hard when you're married and you have kids and you have a job.
Right.
But like I do, like I put myself last all the time and it's just not healthy.
Hmm.
In multiple ways. Like physically, I'm just drained and it's just taxing. So I'm like, this is a whole new year. I've never been like the whole new year, new me. I'm like, say motherfucking me, I'm coming through, right? But now I'm like, no, Teresa, you do need a new you now. You need to cut that shit out.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
Mm,
Thanks, Char.
Look at you growing up.
Finally. It only took 40
you
years.
grow.
It only took 40 years.
Oh.
So there is a question in the Instagram chat from Team Heartthrob They're asking, how do y'all feel about religion being pushed on you even though you believe in God? Do you feel that you have to go to church for your faith? Does anyone want to answer that?
I will.
Like,
I literally just had a conversation. Yeah, I actually had just had this conversation with someone recently about religion and going to church and all that. I feel like the people who go to church, all right, hot take, hot take. The people who, if you have to live by the commandments and you're like, I have to be good so that I can go to heaven or whatever. I have to, live this way to do this. To me, now you're just bribing your God. Are you doing it out of the genuine of your heart, or are you doing it because that's what you're supposed to do?
yeah.
So you can be religious, you can be spiritual without having to go to church. It's just the purity of your heart.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. Like, I personally, I was raised Catholic. If you know anyone that's Catholic, you know how they are when it comes to church and all that. And like growing up, I was deep in the church, and that was mainly because of my grandmother. Like, I was an altar server and, all of that. And so I completely agree with what you said, because when I wouldn't say disconnected from my faith, because there's some things in Catholicism that I just personally don't agree with, that I won't get into here. But like, um, once I kind of disconnected myself and became more spiritual than religious, I actually felt more connected into the faith that I have and the beliefs that I have. And so I would definitely say, like, that I personally don't feel that you have to go to church in order to be considered faithful.
I never wake up early for church, if I'm being so honest. I just can't wake
Oh,
up early.
that's believable.
They can make it so easy. They're like, we're gonna streamline, like we're gonna live stream our service. I'm still gonna sleep through it. I missed it. I don't get up until until the
Shout out to my
afternoon.
mom, though, who's super religious and will forever be. Love you, mommy. Did you want to speak on it at all, Shari?
I mean, pretty much the same. I really don't think like you have to go to church to do that. I mean, you have people who work Sundays. I mean, it's not always an option for some people. So I don't feel like you have to, but as long as you have that connection and you believe in a higher being and you realize that you are not in control, and you will be easily reminded of that, if you think so. But I feel like you don't have to go to church to do that. And as far as people like who push religion on other people, it's like, we all are gonna have our own beliefs and systems that we do things. I'm not saying like because you believe like you shouldn't speak that and you shouldn't say that. Like me and you've had plenty of conversations. You know how I am. I my beliefs are very deep. But at the same time I'm not like, oh, you don't believe this, you don't believe, like, like people
Right.
get very, want to become a lot of hypocrites and expect people to live the way that they want to live. And it's like, the joke in my house is always like, how your grandma always says like, we living in our last days. Like, you wasn't living that way when when your grandma was living in her last days.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that today because I'm not there yet.
Right.
Okay, don't
Yeah.
put your things off on me. I'm not there yet. Let
Yep.
me get there.
Yep.
But yeah, I just think people should just, and I mean, and there's people who want that. Find
Right.
those type of
Mhm.
people, and that's fine.
Yep.
But I feel like, if you do believe, like, you shouldn't be quiet about it. You should be able to talk about it, speak about it, and feel comfortable around the people that you're around to be able to do that.
It kind of goes back to what we were just previously talking about. If people know you and they understand you and where you
Right,
come from, then they're not going to push things on you that they know they shouldn't push on you.
right.
So surround yourself with the people who aren't going to put you in those positions.
Surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yep. Agreed.
That's the biggest thing.
All
Or
right.
just
So,
people who respect your boundaries.
yes, thank you. People who respect you, who understand you, who
But I think you
who
have to. But
truly.
I think you have to. I think you have to be semi like-minded. I'm not saying like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
we think exactly the same, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, you have to be around people who
Are
get you because
are
they understand
open-minded.
it. Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
are open-minded
have a little bit
to
of common
to
sense.
different things.
have
Yeah,
a little bit of
agreed,
common sense.
agreed. So going back to 2024, thank you to Team Heartthrob for that little conversation kicker there. They thanked us too. They said, "Thank you, ladies, for that." But going back to 2024, there was a lot of shit that happened, like just in like pop culture and events throughout the year that happened in 2024. So I wanted to just kind of open the floor for the rest of this episode to talk about just the shit that happened in 2024, whether
When
it's
it's the
viral moments or just shit that drove you crazy or very serious, deep things that might have happened. But I want to go ahead and open the floor to not just you ladies, but everyone watching. If you guys want to throw anything that happened in 2024 that really hit you hard or you can't let go of, it might have been a funny ass moment. Like the first one I thought about was that stupid girl. I don't even know her name, but they call it the Hawktua girl.
Oh
Hawktua.
God.
Like that was a huge moment in this year for some strange reason. But
And
like,
she's making good money now.
hell yeah. I'm
it
like, I
was
was
a
doing
huge
life
moment
wrong.
because people are simple minded, but that's why that was a huge moment.
I'm like, that girl's making hella money now.
Because
Over
I still don't understand.
I'm pissed about it. I'm sorry.
Right? I don't understand.
I
Because you
really
know all the foul shit I've said in my life, and because it didn't go viral because we didn't have
we didn't
phones.
have phones back then. Honestly, I'm kind of glad we didn't
No,
though.
I'm
'Cause
definitely. Hey, I'm
yeah,
glad. I will take my blessings where I can get them.
take
Because
it to the grave,
baby,
sorry. Take it to the grave.
you already know.
Yeah. But I'm like, God damn it. I'm doing life wrong.
Right, because I
That's
could have think of a moment in life where I could have went viral and it would have been pretty nice. Pretty
I
nice.
love hummus too, but my family and friends humble me so fast. So I'm like, damn, I'm funny. They're like, I'm like, I'm still laughing.
I'm so happy.
Some
well,
strangers might
well, now you have a platform to be funny on, so
agree. Yeah.
you're
Right.
No one can shut me up now.
good.
I got
Oh,
something to
man.
What
say.
are some other moments in 2024 that you guys stood out to you for whether it's good or bad?
Being very demure, during very mindful.
Very mindful, very demure.
I
It took me forever to
love
eat.
that
See,
so
that's
much.
how bad I am. Like with social media, like I will hear something and keep hearing it, and I'm like, where the fuck did this even come from? Like I am so not in tune with that world anymore. Like that, it's like I'll hear it and be like, oh okay, I get it, but how did this even start? Where did it come from? Like it
Right.
probably legitly took me like over a month to even realize where that came from.
I'm all over TikTok all the time, so I had heard it, but
I'm living on it.
then I started hearing it at the office. And and so yeah, it's very, very demure, very mindful.
Uh, yeah,
We
it's
can
like you see how I
retire.
didn't send that email telling them to shut the fuck up. Tell them I didn't, per my previous email. You see how I didn't do that? Very demure. Very, I still have a job.
Very, I still have a job. Very, I didn't get fired today.
I think we can retire that one as fast as it came on the scene. Over
Agreed.
it. Over it.
All right, any other moments you guys can think of? I have a few.
Okay.
I made a
Go
whole
I'm
for
locked and loaded, baby. All right.
well,
it.
in 2024, we had the Olympics, right? We
Ray
had
Gunn, he retired from breakdancing.
yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
Next, because we're not going to even talk about that shit show of a performance.
Well, speaking of shit shows, we also had an election.
mm.
Total shit show.
Yes. Beyonce came out with a fucking country album this year.
I literally skipped over every song that played in my car today of hers. I think I'm over Beyonce.
I am
I
too.
I'm
Is that
over it.
bad?
I'm
You
over
careful
it.
with the beehives, they sting.
Oh, I know they're gonna come cancel us. Let
No,
me
and
shut
like
up.
nothing bad about her. I've just lived through the entire Beyonce era, and
Mm.
I'm over it. Like,
Believe it or not, I actually added her first album to my library instead of listening to Cowboy Carter.
yeah. So I don't think I've listened. I don't think I've listened to a whole Beyonce album since What was that album with Resentment on it?
Oh shit, that was a while ago.
That like I have not listened to an entire Beyonce album since that album.
I listened to all of Lemonade when she came out with Lemonade, but it was more so because she had the visuals to go with it. I
Yeah,
love
see,
the
I think
visuals.
I watched that, but so if that counts as listening to the whole thing, then
I mean,
sure.
that's the whole album.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
probably why I listened to the whole album, but like to sit there and like listen to a whole album or like, ooh, I'm gonna play this whole album from beginning to end. I have not done that since that album that we're talking. That was the B-Day album.
It was B-Day. Yep.
Yeah. That's probably the last one I've listened to. Like, I didn't like Beyonce when she was a part of Destiny's Child. Then when she came out
Kelly
with
was
her,
my favorite.
huh?
Kelly was always my favorite.
Yeah, Latoya was always my favorite. I was Latoya for Halloween one year. Like that's how serious that is.
Latoya's
Like
Regret. That's
I
still my
hate
shit. That's
her.
still
Can I tell y'all that I don't know who's in Destiny's Child?
well,
Like
you were
you're
probably like
telling me
5.
talking this, and I don't know these names.
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. I go back with
So
Beyonce. Way
how
back.
far was this?
back in the time.
Back in y'all say?
Yeah.
Way back. So it's like, but like I hated her when she was with Destiny Child. When she came out with her first solo album, I'm like, oh, this girl can really sing. Okay. I might like her. And then I wore that album out.
Yeah. So
And
did I.
then now it's just like, okay, Beyonce, enough. I give it to her though. She's talented. The girl
She
can
is.
dance and sing, she can perform, she can do it all. Give it to her. But let's pass the torch.
Can I ask her though to not act though?
But that's always been her thing. Always. If you
No.
think about it,
She needs
always.
no, she needs to leave the acting to the actors. Love you, B. Sorry, Beehive.
Mm-mm.
Please don't
Get
cancel
nasty.
us.
But I'm just saying, like, even in her music, a lot of it is a persona.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
What
I
is it?
think
Like Sasha Fierce
Sasha
and
Fierce.
yeah, she can't
Yeah.
get away from that.
Yeah.
Everything is an act.
Yep.
Like,
Well, I mean, even the life she lives, like it's gotta suck to have to be so like secluded to just have privacy. And, celebrity ain't all it's cracked up to be. That's
that's
for sure.
it. I could never be a celebrity because my publicist would hate.
I would not be able to run my own social media account. That's for sure.
Not ever, and I'm never gonna let somebody else do it. So my publicist will hate me. We be fighting every day.
Well,
Because she'd be like, "Did you really respond to that? You damn right I responded to
And
that."
I'll ask them again.
I'd be clap back queen because baby, we here all day. I got time today.
you'd be
like,
going
what
viral
is it, like
daily.
Cardi B? Whenever she starts responding to things, I'm all for it. Tell
I love
me.
Cardi
She
B.
has
I'm
receipts.
sorry.
Like her, I will 100%
Yeah.
support, and I will be a little chismosa the whole time. I'm gonna follow this tweet thread through and through, baby. I'm gonna read all comments.
I do love me some Cardi B. But I've been following Cardi B since she was on Love and Hip Hop. So it's
Right.
like, yeah,
Before she was anybody.
back.
Yeah. Before she was anybody.
And then staying on the music theme, another big thing that happened in 2024 was the Drake and Kendrick beef.
Forgot about that.
Can we
That
all
was
just
like
get along?
2 weeks long.
Can we
Yeah,
all
they were just like coming back with like
No.
song after song.
no?
Yeah, it was like song for song. But no, apparently we all just can't get along.
But my thing is Drake beef with everybody. Or everybody beef with Drake.
It's a smart thing to do, though.
It is. But
Because
then we
then
always
You think it was like a PR stunt?
Huh?
then
You think it was like a PR like stunt?
We need to go find a podcast to beef with, you guys. No, just kidding.
they don't want this smoke.
No, just-
They don't want this smoke.
well, we need to go find a podcast to beef with so we can go viral and cause some shit. What else happened this year?
Get started.
We also had an eclipse this year.
Did
Right?
we?
Yeah, that was this year. The
That was
eclipse.
this year. The one that I didn't see because it was all cloudy.
Yes, that one. It was really cloudy here.
So
And we were right in the like path of it. So
100%. We're like, oh great, so excited, and I can't see shit.
couldn't see shit. It just looked dark, really dark outside for a while. Yeah.
I played Total Eclipse of the Heart for nothing. I had it on loop. So the way I'm like, I'm manifesting. This is great. This is good. This is gonna happen.
I know our job gave us the little goggles and everything to see it. Yeah, no, we didn't need to see
Yeah,
it.
no.
What else happened this year? Oh, Jen and Ben broke up again.
Oh God.
I have a personal hatred towards J-Lo, and I apologize for any fans that I might
Might offend. It's
might
okay.
offend.
The Beehive's already going to cancel us. Feel free to.
There's just something about J-Lo that I just don't like. Her, and then like with Blake Lively is a whole other thing too. That her and that movie It Ends With Us. I'm on TikTok and I'm just following these counter lawsuits, and I'm like, come on, give it to me. I'm here for it.
Okay, side note, did you watch the movie?
I did. I did. I also read the book. I wasn't a fan of the movie actually.
Really?
Wasn't a fan of
They
it.
hadn't been through some shit. That movie was very touching to me.
I haven't watched
Good.
it yet.
But, spoiler alert. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
Just no, I was more into the whole marketing, the interviews. I was more into those than I was the actual movie. And I think it lost its message along the way, which sucked. Because if you haven't seen it or read the book or know anything about it, it's basically a book about domestic violence. And Blake Lively was promoting a whole different movie that most people didn't even realize that it was about domestic violence, because just the way that she was promoting it, she's like, grab your girls, have a girls' night out, we're gonna have so much fun. And we're like, this girl gets her ass beat. Why are you saying, like, what are you
You
are
are
you not
not a
gonna
girl's girl. No, just kidding.
are you not gonna tell anybody this?
Yeah.
I was way more into the marketing and all the gossip behind the scenes, because apparently like Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, he was the producer and had it was basically his movie. He got the rights to it, but there was so much tension, and now she is suing him for
Suing
like
everybody.
so many damn claims, like, oh, like he made her feel uncomfortable. He did this, he did that, he did that. So now he's filing that counter lawsuit, I think just a couple days ago. And
Is
he's
it
like,
going
Yes,
no,
to
I
be?
got
I
receipts. And
didn't
I'm
see none of the
like,
I didn't see none of the promo for it. Once again, I'm late to the party because it was just like, oh, new movie on Netflix. Click. That was kind of more so how it happened for me. But it was, to me, it was a good movie. It was a little cry, like, oh,
Aw.
you needed to watch that. But like, yeah, you should just go watch it because we like those type of movies. It was a good movie.
Well, you're on a podcast now, so I'm going to need you to get back into that.
Leave the rest of it out. Leave all the promo and all the extra out. Just go watch the movie. That's
oh
Like,
it.
no,
don't listen
watch
to the
watch
lawsuit.
all the interviews, everything.
Read about each lawsuit. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
I literally, that's why I was on here just a little bit late, almost cutting it very close, because I'm like, I need to watch this video because they're highlighting all these types of things on this lawsuit. And I was like, and I want to know. Show me the text messages. Show me
Okay.
this.
I
Here
just want to
for it.
bring up a comment that someone on Instagram said, and
Mhm.
to any of my Yellowstone
Oh,
fans,
oh,
someone said, and when they killed off John Dutton.
that was
Wait,
stupid.
what?
So I just
I'm
want
just
to
Oh,
kidding.
did we just? I was like, did we just
I'm gonna
spoil
show
it for
y'all
you?
how I was feeling today on the 1st of January 2025. This is legitly how I'm feeling.
What does that
Casey,
say?
Train station? What something?
could be a train station kind of day. So if you know, you
You
know.
know, yeah.
It could totally be a train station kind of day, and that's how I'm starting my year off because that's how I'm feeling.
Honestly, I love Yellowstone. Okay, I've watched every fucking episode. Beth is my bitch. Let me
That is my
tell
my
you.
spirit animal.
Yes, but when I watched that first episode of this last half season and they killed off John Dutton, I was pissed.
Pissed.
I was like,
As
"Are
we
you
all,
fucking kidding me?" Yeah, this last half season was depressing. It was
it
depressing.
was.
Beth does
But
rule. Thank you, Team Heartthrob.
yes, but they're getting their own spinoff, so I guess it's kind of a good thing.
They
Her and Rip,
are?
yes, girl,
Are
yes.
y'all? What are
That I
your
do
thoughts on
keep up with.
spinoffs?
Because I was like, I'm not ready to let go of Beth and Rip yet. What are we gonna do? So I did
No.
research that. So they have signed for their own spinoff, and they're getting their own show. So yeah, I'll take that.
Fuck yeah. Okay, I'll take that too. I'm
Yeah,
good now.
take that.
I'm good now. What else? What else do we have in 2024? Well, I talked about the Diddy case already, but
I was
that's
gonna
been a
say, are
shit
we gonna
show.
leave the elephant in the room out because
Can I just say the shit they found when they raided his house? I'm sorry. I laughed.
I rolled. I laughed for days. I had baby oil jokes for days
They were
after.
actually saying, again, this is on TikTok, so please mind the source. They were actually saying that the liquid in the baby oil bottles wasn't actually baby oil in most of them, that it was the drug that they were using to put into
To
the
seduce
drinks to
people.
drug people. I know, super spoilers. Sorry, Jaded Contessa.
Yeah.
Like, super spoiler alert for everybody.
We started a new year. You got to catch up. You got to catch up.
Just fucking everything up for y'all in 2025. Okay. Uh, but yeah, they were saying that a lot of the shit that was in the baby oil bottles was actually like the drug that was used to drug people.
That's crazy.
Can
I know.
How?
I go on and
What
say,
drug? Do you know what drug it is? Like how?
I have no idea. I mean, they've said it, but I don't know it off the top
I'm
of
gonna have
my
to do some
head.
research on this because, yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell?
What
idiot,
the fuck?
fucking idiot.
I laughed when they were like, "Oh, he got it from Costco's," and Costco immediately was like, "He is not even a member with us.
Girl, leave us the fuck out of this.
Leave us
Okay.
out."
We will
They were
not
so
get
quick to say,
canceled in
"He's not even a member
2024.
here."
Okay.
This is why I like Costco. Okay. Yeah, leave them the fuck out of it. No, and then, like, everybody that's going down with him, I'm like, "Whoo, this is gonna be a real interesting case." I think his case is scheduled for May of
Mhm.
25, or is it March? May,
It's
right?
May.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that in 2025.
I want to see the list. I want like an Epstein's list. Like I want
They
details.
posted
Still
a
waiting
list
on the
somewhere.
case.
That list is what made me stop listening to a bunch of people's music because I was like, "Oh, all you motherfuckers are involved? No, thank you." Yeah, I just, that's it's just a whole fucked up situation, but that just goes to show you people ain't untouchable. I don't give a fuck who you are. Costco said we don't even sell baby oil. That's what Tanisha 415 said.
They said, "I don't want to point
Exactly,
fingers, but
Tanisha.
Sam's has been quiet lately."
Yeah, they've been real quiet over there. Go
Sam's has
check
been real
them out.
quiet lately.
It's just crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, and I be feeling very torn on the whole Diddy thing. Like, I could see it being Diddy, right?
Right,
Because Diddy is an arrogant asshole.
motherfucker.
I could see it being him, but then I also feel like there's always a higher power, and I don't know if he's just being the scapegoat.
Mm.
And so it's like I kind of be feeling torn because like I've seen like different things like when people talk about stuff like that and trying to like maybe it's not him and whoever he's working for or people that don't want him, all these what ifs, the,
Yeah,
the theories, but I don't know. But like at the end of the day, I don't feel sorry for him.
I don't
Either way,
either.
I don't feel sorry for him, and that's really fucked up to say, but I don't.
The part that took me out was when they were saying that he was actually using the phones at the prison to try to
Threaten people?
coerce people and threaten people that were going to be witnesses in the case. And he, according to media, right? Again, mind the source. According to media outlets, he basically thought that by using another inmate's telephone time, that it wouldn't get tied to him. I'm like, motherfucker, do you not know that every
They're all
call is recorded? Like, even you know that if you watch movies, like, how do you not know that?
Did you not
Are
watch
you
Orange is the New Black?
seriously? I'm like, how the fuck do you not know that?
he too
It's
busy throwing freak offs. He ain't watching enough movies.
Mhm.
yeah, but the people involved
And
in these
that
freak offs,
irritated me too. The freak offs, like, can we just stop? That I don't ever want to hear that phrase again.
that term has been coined for
Coin.
2024.
It's horrible. Like
Freak
there
off.
was a whole show that I watched on TV, and it's like the freak offs. Like really, we're
Please
gonna name a whole show
stop.
and talk about this
Are
man?
you
Please just not.
serious?
Yeah, it was some like documentary about the case and whatever and things that came out, but it was like about the freak. It was called freak offs, and I'm like, we could have
But
said
there was
anything else.
so many people on the list that are tied to this case now. Like Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ellen DeGeneres, fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, all of the Kardashians, like
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, fucking there's so many people that are tied to it. But I think it's hilarious because 50 Cent has
Oh,
had a field day with
Another
this.
Mexican one. Oh, I love
he
it.
was like, y'all already know.
Him and Ice Cube, like, they're like,
I love
"This
it.
is why we never fucked with this motherfucker." Like,
They're
because he
not
was
quiet
some
about it. I
shit.
love it.
Yeah.
Give Diddy anything, and I mean, not Diddy, 50. Give 50 anything, and he is going to make a field day out of it. Okay, fucking jokes for days.
For days. I
Don't
think
ever tell
he's
him none
awesome.
of your personal business, because it will come out as a joke.
Yes, it will. Yes,
Always.
it will.
His own baby mama is caught up in the drama.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be the right hand girl. So
She said, I am not a ride or die. No.
Okay, so here's the real question, though. Do you guys think he's involved with all of the deaths, the mysterious deaths that have happened that are tied to the case, like his ex-wife?
I think he killed
Oh,
the
you think
girlfriend,
so?
Kim.
Yeah.
I definitely think he did that one.
Did he do
And
it?
I think so too. And the fact that like everyone that has passed away that's getting tied to this they've all passed away from pneumonia. Like literally everyone. Like even Brittany Murphy got brought into it because
Oh,
of what's his name? What's the funny dude's name? The one that's married to Mila Kunis?
Ashton
Ashton
Kutcher?
Kutcher.
That picture.
Yeah. So he's part of the list too. And now they're saying that they were involved with Brittany Murphy's death for some reason
Yeah.
because Diddy didn't like her or something. And there's a lawsuit with Jay-Z now with some underage people and
Yeah. And did you hear he was like, well, if I need to know who it is. I need to know who it is. Who is she? Make her name public. I'm sure.
boy,
I
boy.
don't know.
These
The
people think
world.
they're untouchable, but depending on how this case goes, it's either going to go the way I unfortunately think it's going to go, which is in all of their favor because they have money, or it's going to be a shit show.
I don't know. They've been throwing the book at a lot of people. They've been making a lot of people in the industry, just whatever industry, the popular people. They've been making an example out of a lot of them lately.
Mhm.
So
They
I
have.
don't. I think he might go down, and unfortunately, Diddy's a bitch, so he gonna take everybody with him.
Right.
But I'm like, I think what really like sold me on the not give a fuck about it was when the video came out of him and Cassie, and I was just like, yeah,
And he was still free after that video came out. That's the part
yeah,
that pissed me the fuck
because
off.
it wasn't about that. The
Mm-mm.
case wasn't about that, and she took the money, and I'm sure signed that she wouldn't sue him, so it couldn't be about that.
Right.
But like that just showed your character.
And his apology, like,
Well, he tried to say he didn't do it until the video came out.
Mhm.
right.
Then when the video came out, now you want to
Now
apologize?
you're embarrassed.
Guess what, Diddy? Go suck a sick dick. Bye.
I'm sure he has many,
Probably. You're right.
especially right now. Ooh.
Ooh. But ooh.
Well, believe it or not, ladies, we're at the hour now before we get cut off from Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah, we
no.
need to learn. Yeah.
We need to learn.
We need to learn.
I know it's the first, so I want to say thank you to everyone who actually hopped on, watched us live, because there's so many things you could probably be doing because I know most of you guys got the day off. So we really appreciate you guys being here and starting off the new year right. And that's with us because, I mean,
Of course.
Where
Where
else
else would you
would you
want to
be?
be?
Exactly. Where else would you want to be? Ladies, anything you guys want to say before we close out?
I would just like to wish everyone a really happy, joyous, healthy,
Peaceful.
peaceful, like whatever positive word comes to your mind. Like, I hope that for your year. Like, seriously, I think it's time that everybody just takes ownership of whatever bullshit you need to deal with
Mhm.
and face and go to therapy, get the help that you need. Like, do better by yourself, by your children if you have children. Like, just make better choices and just do it with a pure heart. Like, seriously, like, I want this year to just be great for everybody.
It will be. I'm
It
going to
will.
speak it into the
Here
universe.
we go.
Bianca, anything you want to say?
Hi, Mom.
I'm sorry, Mom. I should
I'm
have
I'm
sorry I
listened.
went
sorry I
out.
went out,
I'm
Mom.
sorry I went out. That's right. I'm so hungover right now. I don't have work tomorrow, thank God. So
Oh, I do.
I'm back tomorrow after my vacation.
Ooh,
2-week vacation, and I'm back to the hellhole tomorrow.
I was at work on Tuesday and I was barely there mentally.
mentally.
I'll be counting down days to ski week.
Oh, yeah, you guys
Mm,
have ski week.
Yes. I
It
don't go skiing,
sucks.
but I'll take
We don't have snow over here.
I don't
um,
ski, but I'll take it. It doesn't snow here, so I don't understand why we have it
I know,
here,
but
but
you
I'll
guys are
take
real
it.
close to Reno and Tahoe and all of that.
I'll
So,
take
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
A vacation is a win in my book.
Amen.
I'll be
Amen.
live streaming next week from a new place because I'll be in Wisconsin next week. So I got to figure out how to pack all of this up in a suitcase.
She's gonna be in Wisconsin.
Be Wisconsin.
Wisconsin eating
Have
cheeseburgers.
fun and safe travels.
Hmm.
All
Well,
right. So if you guys want to follow, like, subscribe, B, let them know how they can do so.
yeah, you can follow, like, and subscribe to us on our social media on Facebook and Instagram at It's No Secret Podcast. And what else am I missing? TikTok. Oh, because we still haven't figured that last one out. TikTok on our account at It's No Secret Podcast 0. And for those of you who are not able to join our live stream and just want to catch up with us, you can rewatch our videos on YouTube, but also we are now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well.
Woohoo! We're just everywhere. Wherever you get your podcast.
I don't want to hear any
Find us.
excuses that y'all do not watch the episodes. We everything but at your door, babes.
Exactly. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because we need to get our followers up on TikTok so we can live stream there too.
And next week, we might actually be able to expand our streaming, fingers crossed, guys, that we might be able to live stream on our Facebook as well. So we're definitely going to be everywhere this year, guys.
For
You want
2025, you get It's No Secret. No, just kidding.
it? No secret is all yours all year long.
Every Wednesday.
Happy
Everyone.
New Year.
Happy New Year. And
Happy New
remember,
Year.
and remember, it's no secret.